Hello everyone, welcome to 𝗏𝗏𝗃. This is our fourth session in cardiovascular system and blood microbiology, right? And the discussion topic for today is the enteric fever and very important bacteria Salmonella typhi. Okay, so we are going to discuss Salmonella under these headings. First of all, I'll give you small disclaimer alert, right? Then we will have introductory session. After that, etiology and the classifications we will discuss. Then we'll discuss about the virulence factor. Then we'll have discussion on the pathogenesis, the epidemiology, the laboratory diagnosis and the treatment. So what is the disclaimer alert? Everybody knows and everybody feels that typhoid is something which is caused by Salmonella typhi, right? But please remember, this is not the Salmonella typhi, it is the Salmonella paratyphi also. So it is caused by Salmonella typhi, that is typhoid fever. But if Salmonella paratyphi A and paratyphi B are involved, this is called as paratyphi fever, and the paratyphi fever plus typhoid fever, both of them together they are called as enteric fever. I am repeating, enteric fever is typhi plus paratyphi fever. If it is being caused by typhi, then it is Salmonella typhi. If it is caused by paratyphi, it is called as paratyphi fever. Both of them together cause enteric fever and not the typhoid fever. Introductory part. So the discovery of enteric fever was done by Salmon, so the name is Salmonella, and the discovery of Salmonella typhi was by 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗺 and 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗺. Whenever I read this word, 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵, so there is a Indian hero who comes in my brains. Can you tell me in the comment section what is the name of him? What is his name? So Salmonella is a member of Enterobacteriaceae family. We have discussed this in general microbiology. He is a member of Enterobacteriaceae family and it is gram negative. We have discussed it is bacilli. We have discussed. Okay. Remember, it is CNG positive. All the members of Enterobacteriaceae, for that matter, all the members of Enterobacteriaceae are CNG positive. What do you mean by CNG? Catalase positive, nitrate reductase positive and glucose fermentation positive. Okay. So catalase positive, nitrate reductase positive and glucose fermentation positive. So obviously oxidase will be negative. Oxidase is negative. But if I talk for specifically the Salmonella, Salmonella is non-lactose fermenter, motile organism which produces H2S. Okay. So please remember, it is a non-lactose fermenter. This also I have already told you. It does not ferment the lactose. It produces H2S and it is a motile organism. Okay. So IJKLMNOPQRST. L for lactose. No, it is not a lactose fermenter. M for motile. Yes, it is a motile organism. Okay. And S for sulfur. So leave everything, but please don't forget this L and M coming together. It is not lactose fermenter, but it is motile and it is responsible for production of H2S. Okay, responsible for production of H2S. Classification, if we talk about Salmonella, there are three classifications: clinical, antigenic and molecular classification. First of all, let us understand about the clinical classification. You have got two types. One is the enteric one and the other one is the non-enteric Salmonella. Enteric Salmonella, that means it is coming to intestine. Salmonella typhi, paratyphi, responsible for causing typhoid or the enteric fever. Whereas something called as non-enteric is called as Salmonella enteritis, which is responsible for causing gastroenteritis. Okay, you got it? It is not entering the intestine, it is entering the gastric, the stomach and responsible for causing gastroenteritis. This is non-clinical or non-enteric Salmonella. Coming on to antigenic classification, complete antigenic classification is not important, but remember, you have got different serotypes of Salmonella. You have got O antigen, H antigen. Okay, different type of O antigens are there, different type of H antigens are present. So that's why antigenically it is of different types, and this classification in particular is called as Kaufman-White classification. So O antigen is a somatic antigen, remember, SO somatic antigen, and H antigen is a flagellar antigen, we have already talked. Third classification is a molecular classification. So, Salmonella, one is Salmonella bangori, one is Salmonella enterica. Salmonella enterica having some different molecules, so becomes Salmonella enterica enterica, Salmonella enterica indica. Something simple, if you can remember, good, otherwise also it's fine. Coming on to virulent factors, there are different virulent factors, okay. First of all is antigens. I have told you O antigen, somatic antigen, H antigen, flagellar antigen, and VI. What is VI? VI is for virulence. This is the virulent factor. This is on the capsular, and I have told you whenever the word capsule comes, please remember AVSM for capsule. So, capsule is having V for virulence, okay. Virulence is, please understand, VI is actually less immunogenic. VI, the organisms only having VI are less immunogenic, okay. So, can we diagnose the ones who are only having VI? No, we can't diagnose them because they are less immunogenic, antibodies will be less produced, so you can't. So, that is why the prognosis of VI having Salmonella is not good, poor prognosis. So, you just use it for the purpose of vaccination. You got it? Coming on to the difference between O antigen and H antigen, this is a very, very beautiful table. Please let us understand. O antigen is a part of LPS, I have already told you. Now, O antibody appears early and disappears early. So, it is an indication of recent infection. So, O antigen is an indication of what? It is an indication of recent infection. Number 1. Now, when O antigen reacts with O antibody, it causes chalky clumps. Agglutination is going to take place and it causes chalky clumps. So, when the chalky clumps are being formed, this is the identification of O antigen, okay. And the optimum temperature for it is 55 degrees Celsius. Whereas H antigen, okay, I'll write the H antigen with another color. Yeah, H antigen, remember, it appears late, it disappears late. It is an indication of convalescent stage. Okay, so this is the about the H antigen. Okay, H antigen like this. Okay, and remember, this is responsible for production of fluffy clumps and not the chalky clumps, fluffy clumps, and the temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Why it is important? I'll tell you, don't worry, but as of now just remember that this is the virulent factors. Coming on to pathogenesis, how is it getting transmitted? So, for transmission, it requires fecal-oral route, okay, because it is inside enteric fever, enter on inside the GIT, okay. So, transmission is by fecal-oral route, especially ice creams, okay, and infective dose is approximately 10,000 to 10 raised to the power 6 bacilli. What are the clinical features? Can you see these spots? These are called as rose-like spots. Can you see the tongue? This is called as buffy tongue, coated tongue, but I don't remember how to say this. So, remember, typhus is the mnemonic, T for tongue and yellow coated. So, typhus, TY, Y is yellow coated tongue. P for punched out ulcers, it causes punched out ulcers. Okay, now your homework is to tell me whether these punched out ulcers are horizontal or vertical. This is something you will teach me. Then it causes hepatosplenomegaly. It is responsible for causing ugly Ross spots. And the very, very important diagnostic point is step-ladder remnant fever. Step-ladder fever. Step-ladder means it is coming, then going down, then coming up, then going down like that. So, step-ladder remittent fever. So, this is the mnemonic to remember the clinical features. Coming on to epidemiology, generally we don't study the epidemiology, but one lady, Mary, okay. So, Typhoid Mary or Mary infected approximately 1300 people. That's why it becomes very important, okay. So, carriers are there, okay. So, there are some carriers, typhoid carriers are there, okay. So, they have typhoid, Salmonella typhi in their gallbladder, which ultimately comes out through the fecal route, which may comes out through the urinary route if they are in the kidney. Okay. So, that is why when we will discuss about the lab diagnosis, we will have to keep in mind that carriers are also to be screened with the help of which culture? Stool culture and urine culture, and not the blood culture. Okay. Coming on to lab diagnosis of enteric fever. So, we will proceed in this fashion: specimen, microscopy, culture, antimicrobial susceptibility testing, biochemical test, Vidal test, very important, Vidal test, very important, and in the end some serology and molecular diagnosis. Coming on to the specimen, remember the mnemonic says you have to do initially bone marrow. Okay, the mnemonic says BASU, B for bone marrow, blood in the very first week, and in fact duodenum, but I write it as bowel so that it gets fit in the mnemonic: bone marrow, blood and bowel, right? Then S for serology, Vidal test, S for serology, Vidal test, and U for urine and feces, urine and feces. Okay. So, first week, second and third week serology, and third to fourth week you will have, mainly fourth week you will have urine and feces. Microbiologically, you should know that these are gram negative, they have no capsule, I have already told you, and it possesses a peritrichous flagella. This thing also I have told you. 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗺 on every side has got a flagella, peritrichous flagella. Coming on to blood culture methods, very important. Can you see? This is a monophasic BHI broth, monophasic BHI broth. This is a biphasic one, biphasic BHI broth. Okay, that means this is a broth and this is agar and everything there. And some automated bactec machines are also there, which you can write in every bacteria for that matter. So, what you do? Automated bactec means they are going to turn the cap color and to show you that bacteria is present. Then there are subculture on blood agar, McConkey agar. Why McConkey? Because I have told you these are non-lactose fermenter. Okay, I think I have written also that these are non-hemolytic, non-lactose fermenter. So, you will have pale colonies, yellow colonies, non-lactose fermenter colonies. They are non-hemolytic also. Okay, Malditoff and Vactec are new methods of identification. This I have already told you. Okay, and can you see these colorless colonies? These are being produced by Salmonella itself. Coming on to other culture methods which are very important, although I have discussed with you in general microbiology that you have got a Wilson-Blair media. Although brilliant green, bismuth sulfite are also important, but the most important and one which you should not forget is Wilson-Blair media. And this is how you are going to identify. In Wilson-Blair media, in Wilson-Blair media, the typhi is going to show jet black colonies, fish eye colonies, and H2S is being produced by them. Jet black colonies and fish eye colonies, H2S is being produced. Paratyphi will have greenish colonies, whereas the jet black colonies, fish eye colonies, just like this, can you see fish eye colonies, they are formed and H2S is being liberated. Other two medias very important, DCA, XLD. If you remember my general microbiology mnemonic, I told you the ones which are starting with the D, the other which is ending with the D has got S and S. That means it is positive or it shows the growth of Salmonella as well as Shigella. And this is the full form. DSA is citrate agar, khatta agar, okay, sour agar. Deoxycholate citrate agar, and if you talk for XLD, xylose arabinose deoxycholate, xylose arabinose deoxycholate, which is the enrichment broth. The stool culture is the enrichment broth. Urine culture is also done. Both of them are done in the enrichment broth. And in the comment section, you please tell me what is the difference between enrichment versus enriched broth media. Okay. Coming on to other methods, you have got slide agglutination, you have got antimicrobial susceptibility testing and Vidal test. My dear friends, Vidal test is very important. Let us discuss Vidal test very keenly and clearly. See, you have got two things. One is called as antigen, other is called as antibody, right? Antigen and antibody. So, whenever the antigen and antibody are going to come together, they are going to show agglutination. So, Vidal test is an agglutination test where the antigen and antibody are going to come together. So, where the O antigen that is being possessed by the bacteria, H antigen, okay, and antibody are, when the O antibody and H antibody are going to against the typhi and paratyphi's O and H antigen, right, it is detected, and once it is detected, we measure it. How? That is why I told you na, if you are having O antibody and H antibody. So, O antigen plus O antibody gives you what? Will give you chalky white colonies. H antigen antibody will give you what? They will give you not chalky but fluffy white colonies. Okay. So, you measure it out that how much it is there. Okay. With the help of dilutions. Okay. With the dilutions means, okay, let me give you an example. For example, this is one tube, this is second tube, this is third tube. Okay. So, for example, in this tube, for example, I have put this amount of bacteria and this amount of water. Okay. So, the water is very little. So, I can see the bacteria. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. For example, I increase the water, still I am seeing the bacteria, that means bacteria is too much. So, even after diluting it so much, even if diluting it 100 times or 200 times, if you are having a vision where you can see the bacteria, my dear friends, let me tell you that the patient is having typhoid inside it. So, titer means maximum dilutions up to which antibodies are present. In India, H antibody for 100 and O for 200 because TWO is 2 na, so O. Okay? So, 200. Remember, O antibody is considered to be significant. Okay? You got it? It's considered to be significant. So, O antigen and H antigen will tell you, O antigen and H antigen will tell you that Salmonella is present. But how to know if it is Salmonella A, B or just typhi? So, remember the O antigen is not reliable because TO mimics AO mimics BO. That means O antigen of typhi is equivalent to O antigen of paratyphi A is equivalent to O antigen of paratyphi B. So, what to do? You have to check the H antigen because the TH is for typhi, TA is for paratyphi A, TB is for paratyphi B. Plus anything can be there, no issue. Okay, you got it? Good. Coming on to the biochemical tests for typhoid. So, remember, you have to remember a mnemonic 𝗏𝗏. So, I have already told you that these are CNG positive. CNG positive means C for catalase positive, right? N for nitrate reductase positive, G for glucose fermenter. So, obviously, all of them will show negative test. And from the basic knowledge of your general microbiology, you know that if something is catalase positive, it is going to show bubbles on the slide. Okay? And if I talk you about the triple sugar iron test, yes, it is going to show acid, plantain base acid on alkali, and gas is present in all except the typhi. Okay? So, typhi does not show H2S. Clear? Or you can say little less, like that you can remember. Other tests are typhi dot test, IgM dipsticks, IgG dot blot assay. Okay? Vaccines. See, oral and injectable both vaccines are present, right? And remember the treatment, the first drug which you give is ceftriaxone, then azithromycin is also given for empirical treatment. Okay. There is a concept, very important concept, which says non-typhoidal salmonella. What does this mean, non-typhoidal salmonella? My dear friends, please don't go for investigations in early 1 week or 5 days if you are suspecting salmonella. Why? Because malaria and dengue, if present, they can even give positive results for salmonella, although salmonella in real is not present. Okay, this is a false positive test, but still malaria and dengue can give false positive results. Whereas in the later stages, like after 4 weeks, the patient has consumed a lot of antibiotics, and then you check, obviously you are not going to see any salmonella. So this is a false negative. So this is called as non-typhoidal salmonella. Okay. So this was all about the salmonella, this was all about the typhoid, and this was all about our lecture today. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best, and I am waiting for your good comments in the comment section below. Thank you so much.